Okay.
Just in time for everyone to stop talking.
I was waiting for David to do his, customary beginning of the session talk.
There's a puppy, and I'm distracted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, I can't blame you for that.
It's a very adorable puppy.
Yeah.
Our bird has started like he'll land on my shoulder and he'll talk into my ear, and I'll be like, oh. So I like turn around and start talking back, and he'll put his ear right next to my mouth and listen. And then
Aww.
when I finish, I'll go back to watching TV, and then he goes back to my ear and starts talking again. So, it just keeps going like that, like constantly.
Aww.
No. Anyway, welcome to session 19. It's getting scary now. We're nearly at the end of where I wrote. Well, kind of
Oh
ish,
dear.
roundabout. And I have my PC back. It's back and it works
Yay.
and all is good. I can play games and things, which is nice. So last time, somebody remind me where we left off last time, where we finished.
Well, he got the bit of ferrite spike, and then kind of exploded everything. Although I managed to slow that down a bit, and then
I think he got away with the ferrite spike, didn't he?
yeah, he got away with it, but he didn't quite Skybreaker Soul to death because I managed
No.
to semi counter it.
Yes.
And then yeah, we left it with that, I think.
Yeah, that was a bit of a spoilery, but not spoilery, but behind the scenes. That is one of 4 ways that there can be a complete party wipe, and you managed to avoid it last session, so that was good.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah.
The other ways is if I cast Skybreaker and kill everybody.
Well, no. These are skybreaks. These are party wipes that I've designed that could be party wipes. What you decide to fuck up with on your own time is completely up to you.
Well, we rolled really well. Even Darthus passed his speed check
Yeah.
to
Well,
avoid
yeah.
that. So. Yeah.
Darthus passing speed check should be illegal. It's really weird.
Hey, he sees it happening, and it's a special case. It's not all the time.
Anyway, this session, I wanted to start. You are back in Wolfspire, a rather crumbling Wolfspire, and Hassan.
Yes, hello.
I can come back to you when you're finished eating, if you're eating in your office at the moment.
Yeah, you could do that because I am.
I will come back when Hassan is finished with his dumplings, and they're probably olives, probably just like barrels of olives from
Only the finest plumped quail.
Yeah, lobster.
Yeah.
Lobster.
Or quail stuffed with lobster.
Yeah, he's finally found a Valenrethian serving girl. He's like, I shall hire you as my first hiree. Than you. In fact, that's gonna be a thing. Okay, so Hassan has a new agent who's with him in his room. But Arthas, you've been seeing this stunning, amazing Mediterranean-like beauty walking around, and you didn't know where she was from, or what she was up to, or anything. And you've seen her recently. You've seen her disappearing into Hassan's tower and never leaving, and then coming out to fetch food and then coming back again.
Okay. Well, I guess what a man does in his private time is his own business. So I don't think Darthus would be overly concerned.
Oh, if only Hassan felt that way.
Well, I'm not Hassan, thankfully. You don't need 2 of those in the world.
You mean, unfortunately?
Well, potato, potato.
Okay. So, Darthus.
Yes.
You're in your room. We will start the session with you.
Okay.
And you are there basically looking at a very dishevelled very ill-looking, very fed-up-looking Asher, who has a visible bump now.
Right.
So yeah, this is a few weeks later. You know, you've been recuperating. You've been hearing news. Armies are on the march in the north, but everything's calm for now, and no one's made any moves. It seems. Yeah, but she seems pretty ill. And she's just sitting there with like her head in her hands at your desk, just like in like a she's in like a nightshirt. She's just like shaking her head in her hands.
Can I get you anything, Asher? You haven't been looking very.
This is going
Right.
well already.
Oh no.
Yeah, she just looks up and says, she looks at you with like bags under her eyes and says, "This is your fault."
Well, it did take two of us. I mean,
She says, "You're an idiot. Like you never have any inkling of what to say. Like it's always just sometimes I just want a bit of comfort or just like a pat on the back or anything. But no, it's it takes two of us." And she puts on like a one of your voice like a you know she just shakes her head. But at that moment there is a knock at the door.
okay, I'll sort of almost hurriedly go over to the door and answer it.
It is a messenger there from your messenger corp basically.
Okay.
And I don't know who that is. There's somebody like talking in the background. I know probably David because where he is. So if you could mute yourself, David, between talking,
Hold on.
that'd be great. Cheers, man.
I think I have a button.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you are where you are. It's fine. It's cool. There you go. So yeah. And there's a messenger there from the messenger corps, and he'll hold out a parchment for you.
Okay, I'll take him and I'll take it and thank him and
Cool.
send him on his way. Give him
Yep.
the silver for his troubles.
Yeah, he will say thank you and take the silver.
Okay.
So it has the royal seal of Valenreath on it, and underneath is the wolf seal of Resin as well.
Oh goody. Okay. I'll sit back on the bed and unfurl this little message then and see what it says.
Okay. The message is essentially a writ from Resin himself.
Okay.
That he's probably dictated to somebody, but he might have written it himself. And it basically says, in hurried words, Emperor Damocles has been injured in battle, but it looks like he'll pull through. The war's still a stalemate, but they're making steady progress now. And until he has children, he's named you, Darthus, as his successor until he has children.
Okay.
But there won't be time for him to get married or anything until the war's over, pretty much. So, in another letter that's attached, the first one's very formal and very, very to the point. The second one is just a note written by, and the handwriting's very different. So you can tell that he's probably dictated the first one, then just jotted the second one down on the back of the first, But it just says, it's Resin telling you that you've been in the East for so long that he's no longer convinced that where your loyalties lie, and so he's basically, what is that?
Sorry, I'm just moving my microphone.
That's okay. He basically is telling you not to get any ideas about speeding up the demise of the Emperor and putting yourself on the throne. And so you're getting the hint that, this guy clearly doesn't think he knows you anymore. Pretty much, you've been gone that long. You have been gone for like 2 years. So, maybe more than that now. It's like 2.5 years.
Okay. Well, I'm a little honoured to be named as his successor, but then again, I mean, he did send me out here. That was the whole purpose of it.
That's
so
true.
I'm a little kind of conflicted as to what he expects of me. I mean, the whole purpose of me coming out here was to gain a foothold in Saga and these lands, and understand the local culture, and build up some connections and really build a foothold.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Darthus doesn't really know how to take that. He'd love to go back, but the whole the whole point is that he's out here for a reason, and that he was ordered to stay out here. So he felt like he feels a bit conflicted about following orders now. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
So yeah. Okay. I don't think I'm going to write a missive back to Resin at this point. I think he'd just sort of mull it over and have a think about what that meant for his and I guess Wolfspire's future. To be honest.
Okay, that's cool.
So
We'll leave you two alone for a bit.
cool. Thank you.
So, Hassan, are you ready yet? Are you finished with your lobster and things? Ooh.
I
I
believe
muted
you go.
myself while I was eating, and then I finished eating and didn't unmute myself. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I've finished. So,
Cool. So basically, there is a knock at your door, and yeah, you can tell them to come in or tell them to not come in. It's fine.
I'll invite them to enter.
Cool.
Turn to the door.
So the door opens, and Bastion comes in, and he notices the rather beautiful woman pouring wine into your goblet that you've outstretched, and you have like a bib on. You know, like like all black clothing with this like white, napkin bib, and you've just finished eating this large platter of lobster that's been fished from the boiling pot. And he bows to you.
I'll sort of remove the bib and bow in return. As well,
Cool.
nod my head in return because I assume I'm sitting.
Yep. He says, I see you have been busy. Who is the new recruit? And he's clearly looking at her body, just like,
Sanders says, yes, this is one of the newer acquisitions of mine. What's your name again, dear?
he threw it back at me. Her name is Valentia. There you go. Valentia. I'll put it in chat. So.
Sanders still goes, yes, Valencia. You must excuse me, dear. It's, my mind isn't as sharp as it used to be. And I sort of turn to Bastion and give him a sly wink.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Valentia, the way it's spelled, it's got the word Valen in it. Basically, back in Roman times, certain slaves would take like generic names, like normally it'd be like Gaia or something stupid like that, it basically means. What's the word? It's very common. It's a really, really, really common name. And Valentia is one of those. It's like an anonymous name for a female who's either a freedman or not free.
Generic.
Yeah, because they're trying to associate themselves with Valen and stuff, but it's trying too hard. You know what I mean? It's like, look, it's there in my name, sort of a thing. So Bastion nods, and you can see he has with him a chest that he's dragged in. And he then just opens his arms and says, well, I found some agents. I found some of the shadows that went to ground. And I brought them to Saga. Well, they're on their way, at least.
Wow, that's definitely good news. It's a good
That
start.
is the good news, yes.
Then I assume there is bad news.
The bad news is there are only 4 of them.
Well, when I started the Shadows, there was only 6. So I think I can make a decent start with 4.
He says, they did send back artifacts, though. I don't know if you would have remembered, but you put quite a lot of money into a certain weapons project. Well, most of those have come to light and have actually been successful. And the proceeds of which, when he kicks over the chest, are in there. You just slide across with modal.
Oh, I think Hassan has a shiny new crossbow.
Yeah, so Hassan's interest is definitely piqued. So he'll sort of get up, walk over to the chest, and just flick up the lid.
Okay. There is lots of straw in there. But packed in, there is no crossbow, but there are parts of crossbows that you can see. So there's an ashwood stock there, which is the main body of a crossbow. There's a string firing mechanism, and there's even a lens here, like an aiming lens in there.
Yeah, he also pick up the lens.
Okay.
So look,
Rather
I-
than
like-
doing this, I'm just gonna give you the rules for the lens, and when you ask about it, so there you go.
yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna do the lens because I think that's
Yeah.
the thing that I would pick up. Like,
Yeah. Essentially, what I mean by that is if you can choose to do a critical hit, like you can choose to just do it rather than.
so
You
he
know.
also like, ah, interesting. I am assuming, and I assume they're going to come in useful.
He says, "I should hope so." And there's the next bit. There's the bolt string. Oh, I should say made, not bade. Never mind. Made. There we go. That's the second part. And there's the third part of the crossbow. And you can add these to the crossbow you've already got. So.
Or shiny thing.
Last one is this one.
That sounds like my sort of deal.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, go on. Sorry.
Look up the Bastion and be like, well, this is all very good, but I fail to see whether. I mean, we have some agents. We have these. I sort of like picked up another object and sort of admiringly looked over it. It's like, I think we can certainly make progress.
Yeah, so I'm buttering you up for the bad news, I suppose.
Hassan sort of steeples his fingers and just says, "Come out with it. What's the bad news, really?"
Well, I have a few agents in the north, and my agents are telling me that Gormal Creddock is amassing a massive army on the coast. He intends to invade Saga, so they say, and take away our main financial support, before sweeping into what he now calls the Broken Citadel, the Wolf Spire. Here's a list of shadow agents that I have, all four of them, and where they are, and what their code names are. He slides it over to you, and he says, the agents have all sent these as pledges of fealty to you, and he points to the parts of the crossbows.
Yes. Well, now you see why I told you not to assemble them here. But his plans to invade Saga are a little concerning. We'll have to fight them somewhere else.
Hmm.
He also
says,
said,
yeah.
you mentioned the Ash Keep.
He says, I did. And it seems like a wonderful place to set up a base of operations, at least for a small crew like ours. And I've done a bit more digging. Seems there have been quite a few, shall we say, necromantic bits of trouble that have been going on around there. The binding is incredibly rare, but when it does rear its head, it can be quite devastating. And Ashkeep has fallen victim to this, but below Ashkeep, there is Basalt Rock, which is very easy to be hewn out. But as soon as you put any sort of what shall I say, concrete on it, it goes completely solid. All of Ashkeep is built on this rock. So even though Ashkeep looks like a modest fort from the top, we could have 10 times the size of it below the surface, leading to the sea.
Well, this sounds very promising. But I want to know what the source of these necromantic influences are before we
He says, I have already sent word to one of our agents should go and investigate at once.
You always were on top of the ball, Bastion.
He
Why you were my
bows. Yeah, he bows, and like the woman, like Valenti, gets like a sullen look on her face, like she pouts.
Yeah, his answer goes, well, if that is all, I shall
Says it
allow
is.
you to get back.
He says, I will. And he bows again, and he doesn't stop bowing till he leaves the room, then turns around, and it's like perfect 10 out of 10 Valentine etiquette there. So he turns to leave and closes the door behind him.
Well, Hassan is very pleased now, so he's gonna he's probably gonna like turn to Valencia and be like, now if you would excuse me, I'm going to reassemble my crossbow with these lovely parts. You wouldn't mind fetching a man some fine 84, would you?
She says, no sir, and she goes off to do your bidding, basically. So what we'll do now is we'll come to Saya. And okay, so where are you in the keep right now? What are you doing?
Let's see. It's been a little while, right, since the last session?
Mm-hmm. Couple
What?
of weeks.
Okay, what?
I can't hear her.
You can't hear
Am I the
me?
only one who can't hear what she's saying?
Oh, maybe when you did the video thing before, it went a bit odd.
I refreshed
okay, I'll
afterwards. Oh.
Mm.
I mean, it shouldn't, because
Ah,
it's
there we go.
Discord.
I can hear fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I just
Okay.
have to
Okay. So yeah.
What's
so
the
you're...
state of the keep right now?
It's pretty shoddy. It's pretty bad. You won't survive an attack. I'll put it that way. Put it bluntly for you, because you
Yeah.
would know. Well, it keeps the wind out, keeps the rain off you in certain parts. But morale is pretty low at the moment. Because even though you dealt Creddock a blow last time and nearly killed him, basically, no one knows that really. It was like just you guys who went on a secret mission basically to do it. And people are feeling quite alienated, quite things like that. But your assassins have been making marked progress, and even Besher has gotten more of an angry, determined gaze now. They're all, and they've actually been going out on jobs now, without your say so. They've actually been taking
Yeah.
on work
Good.
and killing people. And so yeah, they're all pretty much self-sufficient. They're all walking around in their own clothes. They've all got their own properties in Saga, and they're all bringing in money, and they're kicking you back some money. So I need to decide how
Oh,
much money you're
really?
going to get. So,
Interesting.
D.
That sounds like, oh, really?
Oh, you get 2,641.
That's such a low roll. It's okay.
Yeah,
Oh well.
just from the killings.
Yeah, I won't tell them otherwise. I'll just
Mm-hmm.
be really happy about it when they give it to me. Oh, thank you so much, even though, you know how much I have, I think, so.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'm just noting that. Yeah, so, okay.
Okay.
The keep looks like shit, morale is low. Morale is really not my specialty, so...
No.
I'm gonna probably find Darthus.
Okay. I'm assuming you can find him.
Good luck with that.
He's escaped his. Well, he finds any excuse to not go back to his rooms. You've noticed. He just stays training, but because he stayed training, he's actually kept morale from collapsing completely. So the wrath of this angry pregnant woman is actually saving the Wolf Spire at the moment from just falling into complete, misery, because Darthus is always on the field, just training and throwing himself into training everyone and making sure everyone's okay.
All right.
Basically, he's being a leader, but he's being forced to be a leader. Pretty much. You don't know. You know pretty much all of that because you're making the own connections in your head.
Yeah.
From what you saw last time.
Okay. Well, if Darthus is already doing what he can, then I'm not really sure. I guess I'll just...
When you're outside, you do see Gaijin there, and he's practicing.
Yeah.
And when he sees you, he just tells him to stop, and he just comes over, and basically just nods his head and says, "Hi, can we talk?"
Sure.
He said, he just comes over and says, "So you came back last time?"
Yeah, well, I wasn't planning on dying. That would sort of render everyone's sacrifices useless. Considering 2 people have died keeping me alive recently. But I had to be prepared.
Yes. He said, yes, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was just wondering, now that you're back, if I am free from what you said last time, or whether you want to keep that arrangement in place.
I would like to keep that arrangement in place, if possible. If it's too much, I understand.
He says, good. And you can see him looking over out the corner of his eye to Canos Blackmane, who's sitting there, like with his arms folded, sitting on a barrel. He's taking a break from. He's squinting at you both closely, and he's giving Gaijin like a look, like go on. And Gaijin like just drops his head, and he says, would you like to take some tea with me on the ramparts this evening? You can see he's like stumbling through his words. I mean, like proper stumbling over his words.
Yeah. Yes.
And okay, that's cool. Because Besha was like standing next to you, and she's just like giving you a nudge. She's literally about to go. Yes, you will, and just walk off. But no, she didn't need to.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she almost had to. I think she was probably about to respond on my behalf when the words finally came out.
Okay. So he says, good. I will await you on the south tower. It should be the trade tower.
Okay, I'm just gonna... Hold on. I'm gonna make a roll just for myself to see how I'm handling this.
Okay.
You're
like...
I run off.
yeah, you're screaming like it's the Beatles.
Like
it's just like...
Yes, I will see you there. And I run away.
Yeah, he turns around in sort of like a stiff way, and just looks at Canos and just gives him like a thumbs up. Right? And like Canos just shakes his head and rolls his eyes and goes back to what he was doing.
You know those old like 60s music or like not 60s 70s music videos where they're like all the girls are just like, oh my god, that's exactly what I'm imagining.
Yeah. Just goes back into the all-new assassin, just starts jumping around with all the female assassins. So yeah. Okay. So now Decimus.
Yes. All right.
So,
I got 2 quick things. One, you said last time that we'd talk about because I had that personal thing where I was supposed to learn fire magic.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure that that's.
Oh, it's still on. It's still on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And
I'll make a note. No, I'll make a note.
All right. Yeah. Let's step out for a minute so I have some quiet time.
Okay. Are you in your rooms right now? Are you chilling? Are you doing your...
Actually, for the most part, I'd be, since there's so much damage to Wolfspire, I'd have kind of redoubled the efforts from when we were first repairing it and I had all my trainees working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually doing that again, except I've split it into a few groups. I'm leading one, Elise is leading another, and then I'd probably have like my best earth binding user leading a third
Okay.
group to just kind of shore up the Wolfspire as best as possible.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
we'd be kind of wandering around the Wolfspire doing repairs.
Sounds good to me. All right. So yeah, you can do that. It's completely cool. So yes, you. Whenever you come back to your quarters, when would that be? Do you think? When would you be?
It would probably be when we'd probably take a break for lunch, for the lunch meal,
Okay.
and then do that.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd just be like working nonstop until then, just to, really kind of push them to be better with the binding, and to get as much of the repairs done as possible, because he knows that eventually Credoc's coming for us.
Okay. So that's fine. Elaine is there, and she comes to you with head bowed when you go back to your room. She basically knocks on your door.
Do you mean Elise?
Elise, sorry. Elise knocks on your door and asks to come in.
I wave her in, and I'm just like, come in, and I'm just continuing to eat, while looking over, I'm still looking over research, but I'm not as like crazed as I was before.
Cool. She looks very downcast, and you get a sense, almost as if you are her, of her feelings, and she's feeling very ashamed right now, like very,
I'm gonna kind of push the food aside and say, "Come sit. What's wrong?"
She says, I have to admit something to you. I know you taught us the first rule was to never invade anyone else with the binding against their will. But since you saved me in my dream from Carrion, I've had a link of some sort between everyone who is in that moment, everyone who is in that vision with me. And I can scry your thoughts and those of Credoc from innumerable distances away. And I'm ashamed to admit that when you were facing Credoc last time, when you were in the Great Chasm, it was me who shielded you from the Skybreaker, or at least helped your own powers to do so. I'm sorry, I couldn't help my curiosity. I had to see what was going on. But
I'm gonna interrupt her and just
Okay.
kind of stand up and come up to her and put a hand on her shoulder. It's like, you have nothing to apologize for. You may have saved, in some part, saved all of our lives.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, and I'm not trying to cheapen that or anything. But yeah, basically the role that you needed to make to do the Skybreaker, to save yourselves at the end was a lot easier because she had that link to you basically. So even if you'd have rolled like an 89, I still would have passed it because it was, or a 90 even, I still would have passed it. So she says, I'm grateful, but I do have something that could help you, all of you, I think.
And I'm gonna kind of say, do tell. I'm just
From
gonna
this
come
distance,
sit.
yeah, she'll sit down. She says, from this distance, I can hear Credoc's thoughts, almost like an echo. And he has possession of something he calls the Eternity Shard. Essentially, he thinks it's a shard of the Soul King himself, or of the Void King himself, or something that the Void King made to store his soul in, or part of it. And he wishes not to free the Void King, but to bind his essence to his own being. And he's looking for a temple in the north to do so. Fortunately, that lies in Kassar's lands from what he's been thinking. He still doesn't know I'm there in his thoughts. Like, his own arrogance is letting me track him. Apparently, the temple that he wants to get to is a place where the spirit of the Void King lingers, away from his mortal form. I believe you saw his mortal form last time, still imprisoned near the bowels of the earth. And she just like looks down, kind of not wanting to think about it again.
I'm just gonna kind of pat her on the shoulder again. And it's like, You've done well, and I think this might just be the key to stopping him.
Well, she says, well, destroying the shard will end the threat of the Void King and Creddock, but all I can see past that is darkness. It'll come at a cost to the world that I've not been able to fathom yet. He says, so yeah, that's basically what she says.
Then we'll spend what time we have looking for an alternative.
She says, just be careful. Like, she says, a part of Creddock's soul was within Carrion and Cassius, and I'm sure you know how powerful they were in the binding. Creddock was able to meld all three personalities together in a binding spirit of some sort that nearly killed you when they came to pinpoint our location in my dream.
I remember.
She said, just be careful. And she puts a hand on your shoulder and then walks out. And she says, I'll have them send up tea.
Thank you.
And she closes the door.
And at least,
Oh yeah?
thank you for what you've done for all of us.
She just smiles and nods and then closes the door.
Thank you and I'm proud of you.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, she'll get a little bit of a happiness from that. Okay, cool. So, the evening comes of that night, and you're all called to an audience with Shogo, who is in the wrecked war room.
All right.
Okay.
So, are you all going to go?
Yeah.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Why not?
Cool. So, when you go in there, obviously, Saya, you see Gaijin who gives you a nod as he's leaving, and you see him walking towards the tower where you're going to meet later on. But yes, when you guys walk into this room, there's an unpleasant draft, and if you look above you, a full corner of the roof has been shorn away, and half the walls been battered, so you can see the sea beyond, and the table is slightly scarred and charred, and Shogo is there just leaning on it with a roll of parchment that he's just read.
What is it?
So,
He just rubs his temples and says, a raven, message attached from Kassar. And he holds it up and says, good news, he's sending artisans and smiths along with all the wealth of the Brimstone Empire can muster to rebuild this place, to help support us.
Excellent news.
As it comes with a catch, as all things do.
As I'd expect no less.
He's already sent his forces south to combat Creddock, but he's outnumbered and they're now cut off from the north. He says that Creddock has been surging north with a small contingent of guards while his army holds the coast. He needs you, he asks you, to lead his forces into battle. And once a break in the Creddock line appears, pursue him into the desert, whilst Kassar holds the line in the pass.
Well, I might be able to help shed some light on that. And then I'm not gonna specify at least, but I'm gonna explain to them what's going on, and and I don't want them to say anything funny about her. Everyone already looks at me a bit funny. So I'm gonna explain to them what Elise told me and what the possibilities are.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds just gonna sort of nod, I see. So, how exactly do we destroy this shard?
I don't know yet, but I'm going to be spending as much time looking into that before we head north as possible. We'll be back, all right?
Would you be able to take the materials with you, Decimus? I mean, I fear that we won't really have a great deal of time before we have to head north and assist Kassar.
I intend to bring as much as I can with me to be as prepared as possible.
Very well.
I've sent it. Going to send it to Saga to search through any of the libraries to find any information they might have on the Void King.
See.
Sans is supposed to sit there and say, so what exactly are we going to do? What's the plan?
Well, Shogo has given you a map of the region that Kassar has drawn, with the red lines indicating well, the one on land is the army of Gormal Craddock and his rough numbers, and the blue line being the army of Kassar and his rough numbers, and the red lines in the sea, in the boiling pass, being the ships of Gormal Craddock, and how they're arrayed in the water.
See, well, we don't really have the forces for a full frontal assault, but perhaps we could pass by Saga. Be disguised by our friends there, at least until we get across the boiling pass.
I'm not sure, even with the few men we have, you'd be able to disguise a troop movement of that size. Any large number of armed men is going to be noticed. Especially by Gormal Craddock.
You have over 10,000 men, I think, don't you? Something like that.
Yeah, wasn't it like
Yeah, we have
12?
like 4.
I think we lost.
I thought we had like. I thought we had like 14 left.
Yeah, about 14,000.
Something like that, yeah, because we lost 1/3, and that was about 7,000.
And we had about 21,000 at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do we, Justine, do we have the entirety of the Ravenhold troops with us, or do they still have some of them up there?
The most of them are still in Ravenhold itself, but you do have the full contingent, the ones who are here.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna try to see if we can get the Ravenhold troops to march on his force, and then we'll all march north when the time comes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm kind of pass that on, or that suggestion on to Shogo and the others.
Sans just gonna sort of nod and say, there is one other thing we should maybe concern ourselves with, which is that my agents informed me that Craddock intends to attack us here, Wolfspire, and Saga for that matter. Yes, I would wonder if it would be wise to march all of our forces out of the Wolfspire, especially given Craddock's naval superiority.
How much, have your agents found any evidence of any troops besides those that are currently besieging? What's his name? God, Kassar's troops.
But it's worth bearing in mind that Craddock does have his own agents, and I'm telling you, it's a war out there between our agents. Highly likely that they've just been unable to get close enough to see them.
Indeed. I'm gonna kind of turn to the map and Shogo. Is there any mention of the size of Craddock's force here?
He says it outnumbers Kassar's roughly by 2 to 1 on land. If your forces manage to get there in one piece, then that should bring your numbers up close to his on land.
Close, huh?
And don't forget the shape that this place is in, and I kind of gesture around. Even if we left men here, do you think they would really be defended? This is going to take months to rebuild.
I think that was directed at you, Hassan.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
directed
I,
at
you-
everyone.
Oh
you-
yeah, but it's
you
you
cut
as well.
out at the end for me, so
Oh,
I didn't
I
hear it.
cut out.
Oh.
I basically just pointed out what shape the wolf spire's in, and that we can't really defend it anyway. It's
So you would just give it up to Kredok.
I didn't say that.
And this is our one foothold. Even if we defeat his army in the field, if we have nowhere to go back to, what are we going to do?
And where else
Well,
would
I
we
think,
go? All of our supply lines are set up to here, and we wouldn't be able to maintain an army for long if we lost our foothold here. Even
Well,
if
I think
We keep the
I
wolf
think
spire.
one of our goals should be to do as much damage to his navy as possible. That'll limit his ability to march on the wolf spire.
Hassan just sort of turns
Yeah.
to Decimus. He's like, well, you have been learning fire magic, so
Yeah,
I might have a few tricks up my sleeve.
I'm in agreement with Decimus. It would be better to prevent them from even getting to the wolf spire than to have to defend the wolf spire.
I'm just saying that if we do march, maybe a small contingent could be left behind, at least to show some force here.
Yes, I'm not saying that we should leave the place deserted.
Take with us 10,000, 12,000.
do we have ships to accommodate that many?
Asha's there, and she's looking very grumpy. And she says, I have roughly half his number of ships, but I'll make it work. And she's like, looks very pissed off. Which could be a good thing, depending on which side you're on.
It's not for Darthus.
I'm gonna tell her. We'll be sure to augment your ships with a few of my trainees. I
He
think
says,
they
good.
can.
Just make sure they don't set fire to anything.
Or at least set fire to the enemy ships only.
And she turns around to Sire and says, what about your lot? Will they be coming with me?
I think they're ready.
Okay.
See, I suppose the good thing about the change in the crit system that you can't blow yourself up and the people around you means that if you do the crit fail on the exploding roll, you won't actually take a whole ship up in flame. You'll just burn.
Yeah.
It's good and a bad,
Well, you're still going to be a light, David. Are you
Yeah,
not?
but that's
Oh,
a
shit.
fire in the center of the ship rather than a fire that is, a 20-foot circle of fire in the center of a ship.
I mean,
One is slightly easier to put out.
it's slightly less bad, but still.
Still bad, but that's only on a really, really bad roll. So
So our current plan is a naval assault on a force that is twice our size.
No,
Well-
the current plan, just if I can surmise so far, is to send 10,000 troops over to Saga, and then over the boiling pass, whilst Asher keeps the fleet pinned down so they can't swing out and stop you from going over the boiling pass. That is my interpretation of the plan.
Okay. I don't-
Yeah, because I'm assuming we can requisition various civilian ships to.
Yes, then
areas
that would be an option. Yes. Well, the Ashen Sails have a full merchant fleet that are not battle ready, but they are very big cogs.
Yeah.
So
So there'd be enough
they
ships
can
to
transport
across.
troops.
Mhm.
Question. Oh, never mind. I'm just going to tell the troops that are manned at the Wolfspire that if someone marches on them, to just as a suggestion, the troops that remain on the Wolfspire do some damage at the gates, but hold in the catacombs until we return. You can do more damage to them, even if they come in a greater number.
okay.
And then when we arrive, we'll have them in a hammer and an anvil.
Cool. Sounds good.
Assuming that they manage to get past this, which I'm planning on making very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning on moving all of our supplies down the catacombs as well, or?
As much as possible.
Okay. Fair enough. I can arrange
Okay.
for that to be done.
Who is going on the ships and who is going with the main army? Because bear in mind that you could break through the line of the ships if you wanted to lead the battle of the ships whilst your army goes across Saga. You could do that, and then try and get your ship to just break through the line and meet up with the army on the other side.
Yeah.
So you can lead both parts of the battle. You know, that is
Sure.
possible. If you want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Darthus wouldn't be much good on the ships, really.
That's true.
Yeah. Of course, we don't want to
Yeah,
bank on our leader being able to break through the ship's lines.
he has
Later
inspiring
on.
presence, but that's yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, but as in just his actual combat,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he's much better suited to leading troops on land, and I think he might, if Asha gets, upset in a different way,
Mm-hmm.
it might
Might be
make
good to
life a little
separate
difficult.
them.
Might be a liability. Okay, yeah, no, I'll go on the land. That sounds.
I'm not
good to me.
going to say that out loud, but I'm just going to say that I think Darthus's presence would be most important on the field of battle.
Yep. So leading the troops across.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
So everyone else going on the ships, or who is going on the ships and who's going with the?
Oh, I was gonna, yeah. I was gonna ask Saya if you could keep an eye on Darthus. Try to keep him as safe as you can.
That's what I've been doing for the last 2 years, Decimus.
I know.
What we've all been doing for the last 2 years.
He's just like as you're like quietly saying that, Decimus is gonna like slowly sigh. It's like I know.
Well, Hassan just sort of turns to Decimus and says, "So you're implying I'm going on the ships, then?"
That I leave up to you. I believe you might be able to do some more damage from there.
Yeah. I don't really do boats, so I'm gonna have to pass.
See it, see it.
Lack of confidence in your skills, but I'm not really a boat person.
I understand that. I just, I hope to see some of the skills of the legendary Black Hand in picking off captains off their own ships. But I suppose your antics can take their place on the battlefield.
Indeed.
Not much cover there, though.
Let more than that's on a ship, from which one cannot escape.
And there are people to
He
stand
sort of
behind.
smiles. No, that would be. He sort of turns to Darcy. Oh, that would be dishonourable, now wouldn't it?
It'd be good to
It's just like, yeah, Decimus kind of like hides a laugh and a cough at Hassan's mention of dishonorable.
If it wins us the war, then so be it.
Ah, I see. That's how it is. I have to bear that in mind.
Very well. So it's settled then.
Mm-hmm.
Decimus, you will lead the naval contingent. The rest
And
of
we'll
us
meet
will
up
pass
with
over
you
to
as soon
Saga.
as possible.
I see. Have you performed sufficient research?
This is all happening at the same time right now, so we haven't actually had a chance to do any of the research.
So no.
No, Darthus. Just add a character, Dan. Me telling you that I'm going to do research, and
It was
this
the same
all happened.
conversation.
This
It was
is
all
the same conversation.
This
This is about
it,
this is
you
about
just said it just so much like an asshole boss would do as well. Like you,
I feel like
if the person
you
has
can-
No,
person's
he
like yeah,
knows it
no.
was the same conversation. It was just the fact that you heavily implied that this was
Yeah.
paramount, that you need to do the research, and you just suggested that we head straight off.
No,
So-
because remember, so the thing that we have to do is way up north. It's
Yeah,
in Kasar's land.
which we're doing now.
No, this is all Credux down here.
I
So,
hear
so you plan to come back and then go north again?
When we travel north, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring the research with me.
Okay. So which way are we going now?
Hassan's just gonna like just be like grinning right now. Watching
First,
these two
we
guys.
take on the Credux troops here and liberate Kasar's troops, and then we'll head north. And during that journey, we'll have some time for research, more than I already have.
So you plan on bringing your research with you? And I was just hoping that we'd use the momentum to push into the north, to push Craddock back as much as possible.
Which we can do.
Okay,
We will do.
as long as we're clear, I'm happy with that.
Okay then.
So we set out soon. Is everyone in agreement?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah,
Does sunrise sound good to everyone?
Indeed, sure.
Cool.
Just time to put our affairs in order.
So, you guys head off in for your own evening, and yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna say that Besha and Hellas like ambush me on the way out, and we have an '80s dress-up montage.
Okay.
Makeover.
I don't know. Okay. Yes, that's fine. So do you want to head up there now? Is that what you
Yeah.
want to do now?
Yeah.
Okay. Like he's there and he's wearing basically you see he's wearing like a full suit. And when I say suit, I mean like fucking, medieval tuxedo style. There's some James Bond looking motherfucker up here. And yeah, he just like has two chairs and like a whole pewter of tea up there.
All right. So I guess I walk in.
We'll just do a flashback to before.
Okay.
When you say walk in, I mean like you're on top of the tower here, like you're on the ramparts, basically.
Yes.
But anyway, Hassan, you get a knock at your door earlier on in the evening.
My son.
Wait for whoever it is to enter.
Okay. It is Gaijin, and he will come in, and he bows, but it's like a stiff, like he tries a Valenthian bow, and I'm not sure whether you're like, you respect the intent or whether it has to be completely right every single time. But you can tell he's never done it before, so he's done a bit of research and has bowed, and then has butchered it a little bit.
I feel like Hassan, like, while he does appreciate people like actually doing it properly,
Mhm.
he's kind of like not one of those people who's not going to get hooked up on it because like all the
Mhm.
ceremony stuff to him is just pointless nonsense before the
Mhm.
killing starts. So
Yes.
like it's all just empty gestures to him. So
hmm
that he's
Okay.
not too concerned.
So when you're in there, he basically says, "Hello, I've been led to believe that you have some what's the word for it? Cutlery, like very good cutlery, like glasses and goblets and things, and that you have good serving people, like a woman or a man or whatever, really."
I am known to possess such things. I'm curious.
He says, I'm looking to borrow some. I'm going to be doing some entertaining this evening,
Why do you
away
want
from the men, just as a quiet evening."
He sort of like gives him the eyebrows. He's like, oh, that's entertaining. Hmm?
The eyebrows, huh?
He says she's not like that. I mean, not that I wouldn't like to. I'm just You can tell me he just goes right red. He's not like
Hassan's just gonna give him enough rope to hang himself with and just not say anything.
yeah yeah. He just goes red and just like bows his head and says, I'm asking as a favor to yourself. I will of course be in your debt."
Well, of course, sure, you can borrow Michael to be, and I'll sort of just like raise my hands above my head and just give 2 claps.
Mhm.
At which point Valentia will enter.
Okay.
Because
Yep,
well, is the tower 3 floors?
Yes. Yes.
Upstairs. Is where I've housed her.
Yeah.
So she will sort of
Yeah. If
come
she
down the
comes
stairs.
down and she's wearing something scantily clad, Gaiden will like put his hands up and say, "It's not that kind of date. Like honestly, it's just a friendly meeting."
I imagine Hassan would have her be fairly, but it would be suggestive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. You sort of like, no, this is my my serving girl.
Oh. Oh. Thank you, Hassan. You seem to have. This is definitely the best of the best. I'm very grateful.
Valentia. Yes, Valentia. Would you be so kind as to retrieve the veil meeting cutlery, please?
She goes straight to it, and then she saunters over to like Gaijin, and like just blinks at him, like flutters her eyebrows, and he just like doesn't see it at all. He just like takes the cutlery off her, and just nods to her gruffly and says, "Good, good. To the tower." And like walks out, like really happy.
Hassan's curiosity is piqued somewhat. He sort of, and says, "Well, because I'm assuming she's like an actual, like, full-on
Yes.
assassin."
Yeah. Yeah.
He sort of goes, curious. Who exactly is he meeting? My dear, I'd like you to find out.
She
Call
bows.
a fun little exercise.
She bows low and says, it will be done," and then closes the door. So yeah, we're back up top, and what are you wearing, Sire, when you go up there?
Well, probably something similar to a kimono, like a traditional Gensen formal
Okay.
attire.
So you got James Bond and some geisha chick on top of.
Not
I'm just kidding.
that extreme.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. So, okay, so he just bows low and like takes your hand and kisses it, and then gives you it back, and then just like gives you the chair, like does the chair for you.
Okay. This is. Yeah, I sit in the chair thinking this is weird. I don't need him to get my chair out. It's fine. It's fine. I don't say that out loud, but I just.
Yeah.
It's going through my mind.
Let's see if he recognizes your invitation. Yeah. So when you are there, he sees look in your face. He says, "It's a Caldanian custom. We got it from Valenreath. Essentially, it's the man's prerogative to be courteous to the woman in such times."
Oh. I've only been to Caldanian once, so I did not know that.
He says, "Oh, and see, there you go. So that's where the common ground starts, and you guys start talking." Anyway, you notice the serving girl come over and pours your drinks, and is like looking at you and him. Her eyes are looking at him more than you, which you're kind of like, what the fuck kind of thing. But why don't you roll a perception for me? Like 4 perception rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 perception rolls.
Alright, just a second. So 4?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. They all
Okay.
pass, and I got a crit.
Wow.
Okay. You've never seen this woman before, and she has the air of an assassin to you. And she keeps looking at Gaijin and like, almost like a in like a predatory way. And so you're getting the distinct.
Like, predatory as in she wants to kill him or bone him?
They can be very similar with assassins.
Okay.
So.
So I am going to give her a glare. Like, fuck
Okay.
off.
Okay. Let's see if she gets the hint. Let's see if she gets the hint. She does not. So she just like, it keeps doing the same thing.
Alright.
He's not noticed. He's talking about his family back in in Kildane. He hasn't told you who they are.
Yeah.
He just said that they're quite rich and they have a lot of land, basically.
Alright, so who gave you your name?
I gave it to myself after I was called it one too many times by the Gensen.
The word for
So
outsider.
I just took it as my name. That technically is what I am.
Well, I understand how you feel. I was born there, but never really fit in.
He nods and says, yes, yes. And he looks and goes, is everything all right? You seem to be looking over at the serving girl quite a lot.
Is she close to us?
No, no,
Okay.
no. She's standing over by the ramparts now until she's called.
Well, there are a couple things that are bothering me about her. First, I've never seen her before in my life.
Hmm.
Second, she keeps looking at you.
He says,
And I'm
really?
like glaring over at her. Yeah. As I
He says
say
that,
this.
see, that, as flattering as the interest it would be, that is very much a breach of etiquette when I'm here with such a lovely young woman. And he like just looks at you and then looks over to her and says,
I'm just like, oh, lovely? What?
would you like me to send her away?
Yes.
Okay. He goes over to her and like talks to her like in a low voice, and she like gives him like a so it's almost like a I know what this is kind of a look. Right, fine, and then just like strides off. And Hassan, you get the information of what she's just seen back from her when she gets back.
Alright. I'm going to ask Gaijin, have you seen her before?
I have. See, well, no. I'll be honest. I have not. No, I literally only hired her today.
Wonder how she got in here.
Oh, she's. I suppose I should tell you. She is a serving girl of your spy master,
Oh, that makes sense.
and he graciously allowed me to, have her for the night so she could pour our drinks and, you know.
I see. That would explain a lot. Anyway, enough about that. Unless, wait, what was he about to say?
Okay. No, nothing. He's gonna say exactly the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to ask him anything else, or?
I don't know. What are your plans after this is over?
He says, I don't know. I like to go home eventually, but the east is my home now. And he stands up and looks over the water and he says, can you see them over there? And he like looks over this way, like over here.
Yeah.
And you can see like banks upon banks upon banks of like crimson dowed ships with black sails and a red sun on the sails.
Mm-hmm. Is there any reason that you can't go back?
He says,
If
he
that's...
just shrugs and says, family disagreement.
Oh, I see.
Like he's looking far away into the distance, like he really doesn't want to, think about what he's thinking about right now.
Well... Alright, I have something else to ask you. How much does it piss Kanos off that I defeated the man who defeated him in combat?
His eyes just like it was getting quite awkward, like when you asked that question, but his eyes just like go alight and he smiles, and then it will just fade away as you guys just start talking, and then and yeah, he basically says yes, he is extremely annoyed and basically, that's just how it goes on. Anyway, he takes you back to your room later, and I don't know. Is he gonna try make a move? Let's see. Let's see.
Feeling
He's
ballsy.
he's an 8 charisma, so
And he critted.
he's gonna try and kiss you. Like, are you gonna let him do that, or are you gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing, and stab him?
I'll let it happen.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, that's cool. So that's how we'll end that. So then we'll leave that there. So what else are we gonna do? Okay, yeah, that's how we'll leave it there. And Hassan, you have all that information, and she didn't come back till later on, so she doubled back and got more. So she saw the kiss as well. So when you she relays all that to you when she gets back. Okay. Is he still there?
I don't know. I have a
Sorry,
feeling
yeah.
this is gonna turn out really badly.
Hassan, he's just gonna chuckle and get back to assembling his new fancy crossbow.
Like I don't want Hassan to know what's important to me. Like, this is really dangerous.
What? No.
I don't blame you.
Anyway, go on.
So yeah, morning comes. And just before we do that, we'll take a quick 2-minute break, I think. Someone can go get a drink and stuff. Then we'll come back and we'll do the Battle of the Boiling Pass.
Yay.
Dun, dun, dun.
You're now populous, are you, David?
I am puppyless. Like, they all went to the pet store because, they're helping him get some stuff for the puppy, and I'm here, and there's no puppy.
However,
Like,
will you lick
sad.
yourself?
I mean, like, usually when I'm at home, I got my dog. He just sits at the foot of my bed. I put my feet on him.
Yeah, is he a comfortable footrest?
He is. He really is. It's great because he always sits on the couch.
Footstool is the next question.
Yeah. No, it's great because he'll sit on the couch, and depending on what end of the couch, I'll either use him as a pillow or as a footrest. It's like I've taken Natalie's dog and made him love me more than Natalie. Like, he's still more protective of her, but like she'll be scratching him, and I can call him and have him come over to me. But if I'm scratching him, then he won't leave. And I'm gonna do that to my friend Jeff's dog as well, his new puppy. Making other people's dogs love me more.
Just David the dog whisperer up here.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to have a pet dog in Saga. Or maybe a pet wolf. I mean, it is the wolf spire, and yet there are no wolves.
Well, I mean, there was a ghost, and the statue that melted.
Yeah, but was it a wolf ghost?
It was a dragon ghost and a wolf statue. Who knows? You take what you can get.
You need to get a pet wolf and call it Flooples. Keep the tradition alive.
Yeah. Flooplers. Like, slightly different.
I'll be back in a minute.
Well, you call it Flooples because then Demon have absolutely no idea what the fuck you're on about. You wouldn't know, but we do.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know.
No.
And it'd just be you and Dan losing your shit.
Yeah, every time.
You know, I might try to see if I can. I still need to talk to Dan about Minerva.
Hmm.
I don't know if he wanted off.
The elusive Minerva
Yes.
will happen one day.
Soon.
Soon.
Sure, we'll get round to it at some point. I want to inflict Carl on David.
I want to inflict my guy on you guys. Well, actually, to be fair, he's a lot easier to get along with than a lot of my characters have been.
Well, I mean, that's not exactly hard, given that half of them wanted to set me on fire, the other half wanted to just kill me.
And the other half was kind of schizophrenic.
What's the character like?
Well, he was raised in nobility. Well, not nobility, but like high class mercantile. No,
Okay.
he was raised quite rich. Wolf,
What
wolf bit
what race
spoiled.
is he?
He's Keratin.
Uh huh.
So yeah.
So he's already being watched.
Hmm?
He's already being watched when he joins the crew. We aren't exactly a Keratan friendly crew.
I mean, I love everyone, so you'll be fine, David. I'll love you.
I mean, but Kadujin's not going to. I am kind of alright with, but I did fight them in the war, so you know. I don't know. As long as your family weren't part of any like massacres or anything.
No, he was.
If I ever found out that they did, I'd probably just shoot you.
They're not. He's not a military family. It's
Oh,
it
that's
was
fine.
a merchant family.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, that's cool. That's
So
fine.
we're talking
Whatever.
Minerva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mara's
David was
mildly racist against Keraton.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I mean, she has pretty good reason.
Mildly.
I mean,
And I
you
was
know.
David was saying no one would love him, and I was like, I'd love you, David.
Yeah, Carl
No.
Carl loves everyone.
Oh God. Tell him I remember when we came up with Carl.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Was that the same
Oh, God.
conversation where Blue Pools was born, or was that a different
I
conversation?
think it was the same conversation.
Weren't
Very
you?
productive conversation.
I remember when
I think
I
we
was
came up with like 4 characters.
when I was over there, you guys were talking about some character where like one player would be the character and another player would be his hand talking to him or something like that.
That was Tristan. That was Tristan. Yeah, that was Tristan's idea.
Okay.
Tristan didn't want to actually play his own character, but he was willing to play like a possessed limb.
Okay. Yeah,
But like
vaguely
Good
remember
idea.
that.
I was
but
jealous.
that conversation came up with Carl. My character that I was originally going to play Minerva, I'm not going to play now, was actually a clone of Alistar who didn't know he was a clone of Alistar. And as he used more and more fire magic, he would slowly become Alistar again.
God
That
damn
would
it,
have been
Dave.
great. But
Right.
I just
Let's go on the world again.
Dan is
I
echoing my
decided
exact
against
thoughts.
it. I decided against it, but it was going to work really well because Carl, like, basically Carl would have been a rejected uh Blackstar robot. What was I think it was Blackstar was the name of Alistar's company, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even a rejected Blackstar robot that Alistar made, but he couldn't, to be a crazy killing robot, but he couldn't figure out how to make it stop being so happy, so he scrapped the project. And
Yeah,
then
which is still what Carl is. He's still
yeah,
what
but
Carl is.
what in the scrap heap that he was supposed to find the discarded clone, and that would have been the start of their little journey.
Carl and Anastar.
And then that that
Perfect.
conversation also gave birth to Murtom and Pupils. And then the last thing it gave, remember we were talking about the Call of Cthulhu campaign?
Yeah.
My what was it?
The raccoon
The
professor.
raccoon. No, the honey badger.
Yeah, it was a honey badger, wasn't it?
A honey badger professor.
I would
Is
allow that
everyone-
maneuver, I'm just saying.
Is
That
everyone
was-
back and ready to go?
Yeah.
Cool. So, in the morning, the ships take off into the sea and head straight towards the boiling pass, and a huge battle looks set to take place between the party, apart from Darthus, And
Everyone else?
Darth, do you have any passing words for Asha when she's leaving?
It's probably best if I don't. I have to be honest.
Seriously, dude?
Wow.
Oh my god.
How-
Is
the
Saya
way
gonna do
you're
anything
carrying
about
your
this?
child is like, nah, sorry.
Is Saya gonna say anything about this? Because I mean, I imagine you're staying close to Darthus for this one.
Yeah, I'm with Darthus on this. Darthus,
They-
aren't you gonna say goodbye to the woman who is pregnant with your child? Anything? Darthus?
Kick him off his horse.
Darthus!
What would you have me say?
Anything.
I don't want
Just
to
let
say
her
bye
know
to
that
her.
you care.
I don't want to say
That is the look.
goodbye,
That is the look
except
of a
the-
woman who doesn't think you give a fuck. You need to change that.
Well, I do, but I just.
But
I,
what?
I don't want to accept that she or I might not come back at any of these points.
And
That's
if
why I
she
was-
doesn't come back and she dies thinking that you didn't care about her, are you okay with that?
Well, no, I'm not. Of course, I'm not okay with
Well,
that.
then
But
do something.
it's easy for you to say.
Darthus, speaking as a woman in this conversation, you really ought to let her know.
I'll try. I will. I promise.
Well, she's right there.
Okay, fine. I'll wander over a little, not shyly, but just like hesitantly.
Mm-hmm.
To what might come. What's she doing at the moment?
She's sitting on a chair at the top of her deck, screaming at all of her sailors to get a move on.
Okay, good stuff. That's exactly what I envisioned as the romantic moment. Good stuff. I'll head up the gangplank and just wait for her to finish her kind of spiel of screaming.
Yes,
So I don't interrupt her.
she stands up and walks over and says, "Ah, you come to say goodbye. I didn't know whether you would or not."
Well, Sire
Oh
talked
my
me into it.
fucking god, dude.
And,
Wow.
but let me explain, okay? This is difficult for me. I just don't. I never want to say goodbye to you. It's like accepting that I might not see you again, and that's not something
That's
I
not
really
the
want to
only
think about.
problem, Arthur. It's like you don't want to say hello to me or anything to me, not just goodbye.
Well, I never know what to say. I don't want to. I don't want to pity you at all. You're
Uh-oh.
you're an independent. You're a strong woman, and you always have been. And I don't want to show you pity in any way. And it seems like anything that I do say, you take as being that.
She like
I
breathes
try,
in and out and
okay?
says, I know, and I can be harsh. It's just, pregnancy changes women. Okay, it's just you need to be more understanding.
I understand. Yeah, no, I do understand. And I really love the fire in you, and that's part of the reason why we got together. And I still want to be with you, but
She says, "Good. Now go back to your army and win the fight, and then I checked with the physician, by the way, and until 8 months we can still fuck." Which gives you like a thumbs up and a winning smile.
I'll return her winning smile, in a bit of a confused way. You didn't really expect that, but okay. And I'll kiss her and
Well, you kind of, she likes to solve every argument you've ever had with sex. So,
yeah, I got that impression. Yeah.
so
Out
yeah.
of character, I got that impression, but yeah, Dartha didn't
Yeah.
expect to turn around that well, if that makes sense.
Well, she's literally about to cast off, so she's probably just trying to get you off a shift, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So she's just like, yeah, we're gonna go. So, no. She is trying to, she's leaving, so she needed to wrap it up pretty quickly. So you
Okay.
could.
Well, I'll leave as she wants me to, and head back to the army.
Sire, as you as he's heading back, you see like Gaijin's there, and he just says, I'm gonna be on the right flank, so I'll see you after the battle. And yet nods.
Yeah, I'll see you then. Like,
Cool.
trying to force this, like, I'm like really nervous, but I'm trying not to show that.
Like as it goes behind you, you like feel a pinch on your ass as he like walks off, and he just like and you can almost tell that he's thinking as soon as he looks back at you, and what kind of a look do you give him?
Just pure shock.
Okay, yeah, he looks at you with like an apologetic face and just says, Kanos said you. Never mind, and he's like walked off.
Slightly quickly.
Yeah.
Canos.
So you
Is
like kind of
Canos
fill in the blanks
anywhere
in your
near
head.
me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
He's
what-
like sitting on this massive war horse.
All right, I
just,
look.
like,
I look over to
chuckling.
wherever. Oh, he's just laughing.
Yeah.
I kind of roll my eyes and shake my head.
He like salutes you formally.
I do whatever the Asunder equivalent of flipping someone off is.
Yeah. He acts hurt and then like mock hurt and then just
Yeah.
turns back to his men with his horse. Okay. So the fleet's cast off with Hassan.
I'm on land.
No, yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like
Alright.
Hassan, Saya, and Darthus leading the land forces, with Decimus, and I think that's it. Yeah, Decimus is on the leading his magical brethren on the ships, along with the assassins of Saya, who are also on the ships, ready to spring onto the opponents. Something we'll do is the gates of Saya, are open to the forces of the obsidian walls, and you march through. And your magical robes did come in, yes.
Ooh.
That's something I forgot to do at the start of the session, but I will do it in a minute.
Okay.
There we go. So, as you march through the city, there are cheering throngs, like everywhere, like throwing laurel wreaths on you and branches at your feet, just as you march through. And it's like it's a glorious scene, and everyone's calling out the name of Darthus and like showering him with praise, and Sire as well, who they're just calling the champion as she comes through. That's literally the only name they really know her by. Or Nine Blades, that's another one that's gone around because of how quick she was.
Ooh,
when she
Nine
won the
Blades. I like
tournament.
that.
So yeah, so you guys just march through, and of course they don't say anything about Hassan because no one. So you guys march through the city, and as you come from out the other side, all your forces are really, their morale is up, and they're ready to run through a brick wall. But just as you get to the other side, you hear explosions over here, huge, massive explosions, and I need to sort out David's armor. Hang on, where was it? There we go. It's on my laptop. 1 second.
Okay.
I'm just going to turn to the others and say, it seems like Decimus is doing his work. And then
I hope that's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, Hassan just sort of nods in agreement at that.
That's a thing. Is that the noise you make when you throw fireballs, Decimus?
Shh. Nobody knows that. They can't hear it over the fireballs.
Dan, I've
Yeah.
nearly finished Dispossessed.
Oh, hey! That's 3. So
That'll be 3.
this is exciting times.
We just need one more. They need 2 more Saga sessions, and then I'll have the whole squad done.
Got a squad. Well, there might be 2 more, so
Maybe.
maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe. See how long we live. Well,
Hassan intends to live forever. But
yes, of course, Sam does, but that's gone so well.
We'll see how the rest.
for
How the rest.
people who wanted that previously, you know,
So many spells
Magnus
now.
and Cassius, and you know, all those good old chums of ours. What happened to Magnus, by the way?
He died.
Heroically.
Yeah, did he like get exploded? Like,
He died exploding Vero, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
that's
no,
right.
he literally killed Carrion.
Oh,
Like for
Karen.
good.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
Karen.
not for good, because he came back in this, but the Carrion who's in this was like a vestige of that guy's spirit.
He was like the
And,
second time he's been revived.
Yeah, like Cassius was basically under the thrall of Creddock all along without really knowing it, and Creddock bound them all into the same body, basically. Yeah, wheels
Then-
within wheels within wheels.
Who then got exploded at the Wolfspire by a dragon.
Yes.
With the dragon.
Yes. Mm.
I miss the unliving coming back to life. I'm just saying, guys. Just gonna put it out there.
The Horde. I
There
mean,
you go.
to be fair, Decimus could have actually learned learned some of the necromancy spells and stuff that I've written, but that's just not really Decimus' style. Ooh, shiny.
I think he has the same saves as I do with actual armor, so that's pretty impressive for a robe.
They're very shiny robes. They're very expensive robes.
It's they're made to help you win duels, basically.
Which is going to come in very helpful soon, I imagine.
We'll see if you get to that part.
If
Yeah.
I survive that long.
Yeah. You are leading this force into the battle on your own, which I was not anticipating when I made this session.
No, neither was I.
So, you break out into a concerted push with this fleet as you're going up the strait, and you can see the fleet of Creddock's forces like arrayed against you, and Asher basically calls out the ramming speed and tells her forces to split up, and they go into two like crescent moon shapes. So instead of being a big line, they're in two crescent moons, and they go slamming in to the long line of Creddock's ships that aren't prepared for them to turn in that direction that quickly. And the command ship of the enemy actually slams into your ship that Asher is also on. And hooks are rigged aside as you guys see a way to win the battle, well, at least get close to winning the battle very quickly. So I'm going to plonk you on the, and I'll plonk Sire on there as well because she's streaming. I'll plonk you on the ship map. So people start flooding over the side of the ship to try and kill all of you basically. And they are.
I like those adding enemies to the map sound effects.
is that what that is?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm worried that might have sounded really weird. Well, mid-session, may as well start masturbating.
Whoa.
I'm just not even gonna.
Weirdly sexual again. It's always you, Dean.
Yeah.
I'm not the one who made someone pregnant in RP. Thank you very much.
Well, you
I mean,
are
you
the
kind of are.
you are the
Kinda
GM,
did.
yeah.
Bar the GM.
No,
and
no.
she initiated it.
Well,
No. Well, yeah.
Dean's slowly realizing.
I mean,
Yeah.
Anyway, so this ship battle thing.
So,
Yes.
sailors. Oh, hello. Sailors. Okay, there you go. And this is Asher up here. And your magic people, there is one on the ship. And she is here.
alright. I'd probably be up with my other binding user and
Okay.
hanging out together. All right, let's start this battle off right with some. What am I going to use?
What is your initiative?
16, I think. But I might have upped it. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, 16.
Okay, so you are one above them.
All right, then let's what to use. So there's none of our sailors in front of me.
No.
Well, I think then, and a nice little. I'm not doing fireballs on my own ship. Jesus.
No hurricane, I said.
Oh, No, no, that won't end well for the ship either.
No,
That will.
exactly.
Luckily, this is all wood, which is not very, it doesn't conduce or conduct electricity. Actually,
Mhm.
no. Is
It's not
there?
coming. I mean,
How wet is the ground? Like, is there enough water between me and them, our troops and them, that would conduct electricity?
Yeah, there is. There is. There is.
Oh, okay. Frost pillars it is. Hold on, I gotta look at my spells. God, so maybe my attacks are big AOE ones. All right, so frost pillars.
Mhm.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 11 guys.
Mhm.
And do I need to do anything particular? No, I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna cast a bunch of frost pillars.
Okay.
Oh Jesus, mother of Christ!
Yay.
Luckily, that's a low tier spell, so I can't actually kill myself with that.
But you can have a good time.
I can have a good time or a bad time. We'll find out. That's a great time. Well, that's not a
Nothing
great
happens.
time. It's a good time. Well, it just does the crit as normal.
Yeah.
So that does. Ooh, it's a ×3 crit on this spell. So that actually does, with my binding, it does 15 damage ×3 to
Mhm.
5 targets.
Oh shit. Okay. 5d6. They need sixes. Nope. One. One. Two. Three. 4. 5.
And I have 3 more spells to cast. Frost pillars.
Mhm.
And that's yeah, so that's gonna be 15 damage to 5 people.
If they don't do
Yeah, they don't do their saves.
5s now. 2 of them are saved. And the other ones take damage. Okay, these 3 take damage. Oh,
They also have to roll to not get frozen. Remember, it's the
hey.
1 to 2, and they're frozen for 2 rounds. 3 to 4, and they get 1 less action. 5 to 6, and they're fine. Oh, well, fine. One of them can be slowed.
Well,
The other 2 are fine.
at least they got damaged.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 more casts of it, and then let the others do this. That's fine.
Uh, dead. Dead. I'm dead.
All right, and one last, and then yeah, see if they get frozen, and then 1 last cast. Or no, did the ones who took damage just die?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're not. They're just. All right, that's the last one. And I'm gonna do 2 on, like, 1 on each of these guys. Hopefully, just freeze them, and then
Oh.
3 on this guy.
Okay, so 1 second. Let's get rid of this.
By boat.
Goodbye.
I'm really fighting not to make one of those the ground just disappeared sounds.
Oh, we've gone for a swim.
I'm controlling myself.
It's not like the Hello Moon from Mighty Boosh. That's all I'm saying. Hello, I'm the moon.
Oh.
What the? What the? That's not right. That's not right.
Well,
Not cool, guys. Not cool.
I mean,
We
do you want to describe it to us?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'll move them all
Um,
across by getting a bit.
That's
Oh
not-
wow! If only you could see this, Tom. It's amazing. So yeah, these guys appear, and they are essentially Black Lotus, but Black wouldn't turn up on here because it's a dark map. So that they basically just jump down vroom, onto the ship.
well, that's not good. Are any of my guys on this particular ship, or are they on a different ship?
How's this guy
Um,
do?
he's just the last sailor. He's like, oh.
Took 3 frost pillars to the face. Ah, joy. Okay, Black Lotus guys.
Assassin and assassin. Well, there's Besha, and let's see, that will be
Totally forgot
Juro.
to pack my stuff.
Okay.
Juro and Besha.
I really hope I didn't kill Duro and Besha by sending them on the boat.
Okay, so Juro and Besha will go first. Well, Besha will go first. If the map will let me select her. There we go. No, let me select Besha, please. There we go.
Pew pew
Yeah.
pew 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 pew.
Let's do Besha's attacks. And 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Besha cuts down 2 people as they come on.
Stabby stab.
I never realized that Besha got 8 attacks.
Yeah.
She got lots of knives.
Lots of knives.
So many knives.
Knives coming out of everywhere.
You don't even want to know at this point.
Nope.
Just knives.
Yeah.
And Jingham's going to like give everyone a citation because he doesn't really have any other skills. He can run, so he's going to run. Ah! Yeah.
Steal their weapons.
Wait, Jingham or Duro? I thought that was Duro.
Juro.
Didn't Duro kick some ass in the session with Hassan?
Wasn't he like half naked at one point? Just
Yeah.
He wasn't half
killing
naked.
stuff?
He was actually completely
I was
naked.
actually fully
Yeah,
naked.
he was
covered in
actually
blood
fully
and
naked.
killing
Yeah.
stuff.
Towel came off, for sure.
Yeah.
See, I
Wasn't
wouldn't,
he? Wasn't he like?
I wouldn't
covered in
let
blood?
any of my apprentices not have basic fighting skills.
Okay. Well. This is what I'm going to do.
He's no Besha, but you know.
I'm going to roll an intelligence check for him.
Okay.
Oh
No.
shit.
So yeah. He's going to stand there and basically need to be saved by everyone for now. But yeah, your guys going to fight back. So the sailors who are there will fight back.
Oh god. I'm so nervous for my apprentices.
Hey,
See,
I've got one of my apprentices here.
This is why you can't get personally attached. You've gotta cast them away, cast them aside.
I'm kind of nervous for me and my apprentice a little bit more than your apprentice.
Fortunately, the Black Lotus survives. The Black Lotus on the left are going to go next. This is for all of them, so don't worry. Oh, 99. That person goes sailing overboard.
Smooth.
Bye. And
That's awesome.
now we roll 60, 100. Oh shit! Okay, so the sailor's like, ah! Like to start whacking them with fucking fish.
Whores and shit.
Yeah, start hitting them with fish.
Damn.
Fuck you, assassins!
Are they herring?
Three crits.
Is he gonna
That's so
Cut down a
good.
tree with those.
And that's what they do. But oh shit, they do that back. Okay,
That Monty Python
that's
past us.
That's 3 crits to 2 crits.
yep. 2 of the assassins are really wounded. But one of the sailors does go down.
No.
These assassins. Oh, I don't know what that was.
What was that? What was that noise?
That was kind of like
Oh,
an old Japanese like film from Run. Oh, ooh, Sakigahara. Okay, so we're around here. This sailor's gonna go. I'll follow. Well, this goes over there. Now I'm gonna have Decimus. You're gonna roll for your Alice, who is there, and she has a binding of 10,
Nice.
and she can do a flaming torch, which essentially you might want to move out the way. She'll call you to get out the way if you want to move. It's a straight line, and it goes just. Oh wait. Wee.
Kind of sidestep out the way.
It just goes. Like that,
I'm
just down there with my special effect. Look at that. Look at that. In fact, I could probably do a better one than that. There we go. Yeah, that's it. He shoots it out. Gets all three of those guys.
Nice.
nice.
So roll 3 binding checks for me. Cool.
Whew, that was close.
So it goes like that and kills. Let's do one now. Hang on, I need to do my 5's needed. Kills 3 of them. So
Yay.
Just reduced to ash.
yep.
I'm just imagining them standing there like Sarah Connor from Terminator 2 when
Yeah,
in a
pretty
dream,
much.
when just like bones hanging.
Pretty much. So now it's your turn again, Decimus. Yeah, Decimus.
All right. Let's do some. Let's do some more frost pillars. It's fine. And I'm gonna remember to add the damage for my staff
Mm-hmm.
this time. Okay, so now they're doing 25 damage each for 5
Okay.
pillars.
Where are you firing it?
The 4 guys or the 5 guys in front of me, 1 on each.
Okay. Okay, so 25 damage, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And
Anything
then
else you want to do? No.
I'm gonna keep doing that.
Cool. So
Fine.
roll 5.
Oh, the ones who got hit have to try to not get frozen. I keep forgetting.
Okay, let's do that. Nope. Okay, so definitely dead. Definitely dead. The others have 1 action next turn.
Okay. And let's see. There's 3 left. That's another 4 points. How much do I have left? So I just got to figure out how much I've got left before I just run out. I think I'm just going to use, instead of, well, actually, no, they're Black Lotus. They've got a lot of attacks. Ah. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. So, yeah, no, I'm going to do another Frost Pillar.
Okay. Cool. That's
I'm going to hit 1 on each of these 3, and then hit 2 of these guys, the 2 nearest to Astra, with the other 2.
okay. So this one's fine. This one is finally dead.
A bit of a hang around.
And this one is finally dead. And that's it.
And these 2 get hit.
Nope.
So I want to do 1, 2, 3 on these, and then the last 2 on these 2 to help protect Asha.
Okay.
I wouldn't do to have our Lord Commander's wife, pregnant wife, killed.
1 dies.
All right,
Asha
and then
gets a barrel and just gets a knife and just like plonks the knife into the barrel. So all this like gunk starts coming out of it. And she just turns it over and like she can't be bothered. She just like, oh, and she just like with her foot just rolls it towards the guys here. Just down here. And finally she gets like an actual brazier off the side here and just throws it onto the barrel and it explodes.
Well, that's a good idea.
she knows what her
Yeah.
ship can handle. It's quite wet.
How does that work? Oh, look at that.
Like,
Ooh.
like the good thing is, like, unless when it's wet and stormy, like it generally is in this area, and everything's a bit damp, it's hard for anything but prolonged flame to stay on a ship. but then you also have 2 binding users that can help try to, not let everything catch fire.
Yeah, but it could still, like, an explosion would still damage that.
Oh yeah, I'm worried for Pesha. You're having so much fun with those effects.
I know.
I'm having fun too, and it's not even me.
They're pretty great.
Alright, so they need to take saves. There's 4 of them. Need 6s. Nope. There's 50 damage each. That explodes. Bang. Bang. And these guys are dead. Well, the side of the ship is basically exploded. Like on this side. So all of this basically goes. And it spreads to the side. The Besha needs to do a speed check.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. So Besha
Besha
goes
has a lot
falling
of
off the
speed.
side of the ship. Yeah. He has 8.
Um,
So Besha goes falling off the side of the ship. I'll do another speed check to see if she can hold on as she goes down.
just any of the pieces
Yeah.
of ship that are around her.
Yeah, so she falls down to a lower level. Still in danger, but okay, hurt.
Not currently
but okay.
drowning.
Not in the water.
Well, she won't be fighting anymore. Basically, she's out the fight. And Juro's here, just like, oh, thank fuck.
What
And this
about
guy, who's the commander,
behind him?
Ah, crap.
charges into Decimus.
Of course he does.
So
Damn it, Duro. I'm gonna have to have a talk with this kid later.
cool. So he
Oh,
goes.
Jesus, really?
Whoa.
I mean, to be fair, David, you did just turn half of his crew into icicles. So
I did more than half. All right. So I'm gonna do 2 things.
Mhm.
Or no, do 1 thing because I can't use 2 skills. I'm gonna use a thing where I can use my my binding staff for melee, and try not to die.
Nice.
So I'll get 4d100, and I get a crit
Mhm.
and 3 successes.
Cool. So one of the crits gets through. Yeah, one of the crits gets through. The other one's cancelled. Exactly
Yep.
the same number. That's neat. And the other 2 attacks are cancelled. So yeah, so you get 1 crit against you.
All right, so I'll roll dodge first.
Mhm.
So I have a 5 plus, I believe. Yeah, 5 at 9. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
indeed.
Okay. Now I will
Yeah.
roll. I will roll my save, which is 3 plus on both. Okay.
Cool. Now you get to strike him back.
All right, and another 40, 100. Let's get him. And that's 4 hits.
Mhm. So he will do. Oh dear. Yeah. So you 1, 2, 3 go through.
Yep. And
let's
it
roll.
is. How much damage is it again? God, there's so many things.
I needed 5s. So 2 of them go through.
All right, and then I get it's 25 damage plus the. I think you last time we decided that the ability on the glaive goes through with melee as well.
Mhm.
So that's adding d20s to each of the attacks that go through. So I'm just gonna roll 2 d20 and just
Okay.
that's not great. So but it's still 25 damage plus that.
So yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's
So he's gonna
60
stagger
62.
backwards, and then Juro is just gonna stab him from behind and just kill him. Like, straight away.
Just totally accidentally. He just is holding his knife out and the guy falls on it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
hey guys,
Okay. Yeah.
look what I did.
He's lying there going, I'm just a diplomat. I'm kill me, please. And he doesn't actually realize the guy's dead, lying on top of him, like with his back to him.
God damn it, Duro.
So that's how. Well, he's a poisoner. You know what I mean? He's a social mover. He's not
But
really a battlefield assassin.
What about the whole thing with Hassan and Darthus? When
He was running for the entire session. He didn't get into combat once.
Yes, he did.
Well, he
Listen
did stab
to
him.
it back. He was.
Oh, did he stab a load of dudes?
He was
He did
stabbing a
stab a
bunch of
load of
motherfuckers.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Well, he did fuck up in this one, though.
He froze
did,
this
did.
time.
He did roll a 98 on his intelligence check.
If that had gone through, he would have stood on this, because he's pre-prepped the floor below.
Yeah.
Because he's infiltrated the fleet. That was going to be his entire thing. So he infiltrated the fleet and put loads of pitch down here. So he stands here. Everyone runs towards him. He opens this, so they fall down, and just burns them to death with a load of fucking fire and walks off, like it's a John Woo movie. Just like walks off.
Okay.
Fucking dubs.
Doesn't look back at the explosion. You
No.
know, important things.
No. So, but he failed. So he's pretty pissed off about that. And so
Well, he should be.
With
Anyway.
all of this pitch ready, I would have just accidentally burned the whole ship down. I mean, what?
anyway, the fleet battle is going well. Since you won that battle quite well, the rest of the battle is going well. You're punching a hole through, and you now have the option of punching all the way through if you want to, and meeting up with the merchant ship fleet that you can just see leaving harbour on the other side. So you can get back on your ship, well on this ship basically, and limp all the way over there if you want to. Decimus.
I want to, just because I want to completely cripple his fleet. I want there to be nothing left for him.
Okay, well the others aren't going to wait for you.
Yeah,
You have to
I mean,
catch up.
if once we make it through, I'm planning on kind of circling around and flanking,
Okay.
like kind of going up this way and then flanking as best we can.
Okay, that's gonna take like that's like a day's march. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
Like that's gonna be like up here and then round here.
Yeah.
Like, we've done this in a day basically,
Yeah.
and that's what there's going on city highways. Stuff,
Well,
so.
we'll see how it looks on shore once we're settled. But I'd like to, as best we can, flank. But if Kassar's men are faltering, then we'll just go and reinforce them.
Okay, so the ships finally make landfall on the other side, and everyone gets out, and you can see in front of you there is a battle going on, just off the coast, with Kassar's men being pushed further and further and further towards the sea. In front of Kassar's army, you can see a figure like this. In front of Kassar's army, in front of Kredok's army, you can see a figure like this.
Oh, good luck, guys.
Well, that's a Thunderhammer, so you know, just saying.
That's
Yeah.
Hammer
It's Evil
Sigma.
4.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah, what? Yeah, sorry, my bad.
It's a girly small hammer. It can't be Thunderhammer. So he removes his hood and his face mask, and who's got good vision from this point?
Not me.
Sorry.
I have
So, yeah,
10
I'm sorry.
perception. Does that?
I have 7 perception.
Saya, roll a perception check for me. Oh, you can see that Jochi.
What the fuck?
Dead Jachi?
Whoa.
Yes.
Blade? Dead Jachi?
Yes.
I just freeze when I see that.
Saya, are you okay?
This is impossible. That's
What's impossible?
Jachi. You probably don't believe me, but I'm still gonna tell
Hassan
you.
said some shit. he might believe.
Hassan's seen people raised
Yeah,
from the
you've
dead
seen some
more
shit,
than
yeah.
once.
True.
Remember when he tried to attack when he tried to kill us, and then we just spawned a whole bunch of dead people around him? It was very awkward.
Yeah, that did
Yeah.
happen.
Hmm. Well, I mean, he should be dead, but I have heard of necromancy before, so
He's so casual about this. Well, he should be dead, but. Ugh.
I mean, one of his uncle's companions was a necromancer.
it's true. And Logan did tell me about it, so you know, this is the thing. I was still pretty shocked by it, but you know, I feel like Darthus would rather deal with it in a casual way rather than actually accepting what's going on. 'Cause he's a bit kind of
Hassan's just used to the binding just fucking his day just all the time, so it doesn't surprise him at all that this would be a thing. He's just like, yeah,
He
why
does
not?
have a face.
That's a good point. He was flayed and hung for
He
a
does have a
seat.
face.
Was he just bleeding? I don't remember them being flayed. I don't remember the flayed thing.
I think he was flayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Fade.
Not on his face though, right? Like that was still pretty intact.
I don't remember. I don't know about the face. But it was flesh.
How did we recognize him otherwise?
Oh god.
He does have a face.
He just be glad he's wearing robes because you don't want to see what's under those.
You're a horrible person, David. Just saying. Terrible.
I mean, the moment kind of stuck in my mind.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
what are
What do you guys want to
we
do?
gonna
The battle is going ill at the moment. Like, literally, Kasala's troops are about to break.
Does anyone have any ideas for dealing with a potentially undead former enemy?
Well, that's something we can deal with after we reinforce the army and stop them from being pushed into the sea and dying.
That's probably a good idea. Very well, and I'll signal the men to advance. Quite a reasonable pace. Depending on how far, how far are we out? Are we like half a mile out, or?
Yeah, you're about half a mile inland.
Okay. Well, I don't want them to charge, for example. That'd just be ridiculous. So, yeah, like a quick march would be good.
Cool. So, you guys end up getting to the battle, and the sight of you bolsters the troops of Kassar somewhat. And you see Kassar, and they're fighting away, and he's trying to make it towards his brother. You can just see he's trying to make it towards his brother in the actual fighting.
All right. How close are we to where Kassar is?
Well, Kassar's in the thick of the fighting. You're about 100 and 200 feet away from the rear of his lines.
Okay. I think what Saya would do is start, like once we get into the battle, she'll start fighting toward Kassar's general direction. Like with the intent of catching up with him and assisting him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, you can do that. You can plunge into the thick of battle. But before you do that, Darthus, do you have any orders for your troops? You have, on the right flank of your flank, you have the Forsaken Sons, all mounted.
Mm-hmm.
On your left flank, you have no cavalry. But you have... in fact, yeah, on the left flank, you have lots of cavalry. You have the full Raidmerian force on your left flank. On the centre is all of your Asunder men-at-arms and Valenrethian knights. So what would you like to do?
Okay.
And you can just see like Saya running off, like sprinting into the distance, like literally, just gone.
God damn it. Okay. So I'll order the Forsaken Sons to circle round to the rear and reinforce wherever they think our lines most need it. And then for the cavalry on our left, I'd like them to go into a sort of a wedge formation and try and drive through on the left flank, through the lines if possible, as far as they can. Just try and break the left flank and just kind of disperse them.
And what's the centre going to do?
Well, we'll engage fully on the front, trying to pick our battles if we can.
Funny you should ask that. That's because there are knights that the Forsaken Sons meet up with on your other side when they're flanking. They very nearly come to blows, but they don't. And when the Knights of Ravenhold reveal who they are, and they come careening down into the rear of the troops of Creddock and do like a lot of damage. So Gaijins and they're just like wailing away on these guys. On the left flank, the Raidmerians smash straight into the front on the right flank of the Creddock's troops, and they cause a lot of damage also. What are the centre going to do, did you say, Dan?
We're just heading straight in. Yeah.
Straight in, yep, just charging up behind Saya.
worries about it,
Saya, you can vault over, with a speed check, the forces of Kassar to get right into the thick of battle if you want to. Or you can just join the fight.
That passes? Well, I don't know.
Have you blinked recently, by the way, Sarah? Like, your blink ability?
What?
You can also, at speed 10,
Oh,
you
my
can
blink
reroll one
ability,
if you
that's
want to.
right.
Blink ability, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. I'll keep that roll. If I get there slower, then so be it. But I still have the same goal in mind.
It will just have you diving into, a more unfortunate place than you were already going to land.
Okay, I'll reroll then. I'll just. Okay, that's
Okay.
better.
Yeah, so you dive into a lot of men, who all look at you puzzled when you turn up, and you get to do your full attacks.
All right. So, do I get to use my sneak attacks on my new weapon, or am I too
No,
visible?
you're in
Okay.
battle now.
All right.
You're far too visible.
Well, the first three ones count as sneak attack, don't they? Just on the rules of your new weapon.
Well, I thought I took it to mean that the first 3 sneak attacks in combat, assuming I'm sneaking already, then they're free instead of costing me an attack. Is that right? But since
Yes.
I'm visible, I don't get those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have borrowed some of his Hassan's smoke sticks.
Oh well.
That's never going to happen, is it?
Well, I
No,
will
probably
just
not.
go
Trademark.
ahead and use my attacks. So here are my 4 main hand, and this is offhand.
Oh.
My offhand is seven times crit though, so
So
pretty good.
dead.
Oh, Jesus. Right, so 3 are dead, and another one is basically he evaporates in a puff mist of crimson.
Okay.
Just a-
I imagine there's at least 1 or 2 guys that is not particularly comfortable with what they just saw.
And
Oh
kind of like wet with the blood of the guy who just exploded.
It was a nice,
Um,
refreshing mist. All right.
What is Hassan going to do?
Well, I think Hassan's probably gonna just do what Hassan does and try and pick out sort of like unit leaders and like sort of how are they organized? I guess it would be not centurions, but like the individual troop leaders.
You can't really make them out. The only one you can make out is the guy with the glowing hammer. And you're in range of him if you wanted to shoot at him.
I mean, why not? Why not? So, okay, what we got? Okay, well, I'll use the HoloLens. All saves for a single critical hit. So do I
Okay.
still have to roll for this critical hit, or do I just get
No,
it?
you just choose you're doing it.
Okay, well, I'm just going to choose I'm doing it.
Okay.
And just substitute all my attacks for a single crit.
Cool.
So,
yes, how much damage does it do?
so it's 60 damage now, base.
I need a
That's
4
times-
plus.
Well, that's times 4, because it's a
Oh
crit.
dear.
That's
240 damage.
240 damage.
Yeah, 240 damage, yes.
Okay, so yeah, he staggers backwards like with a bolt in his face. Is like, oh, and he just goes down to one knee, and then just gets back up with one eye, just looking around, blinking. And he goes back to us like tearing through troops. So you're quietly impressed by that. So Darthus,
Yes.
you're slamming in with a charge. Why don't you roll 5 close combat attacks for me to show me how good your charge is?
Okay.
So many men you're going to kill with your lance and your.
Solid roll.
Not wonderful.
Yeah,
You can reroll some if you want.
3 of those will get saves. Yeah, so you kill quite a few people as you charge into the lines and you smash down Kredok's troops underfoot and you're just wailing left and right. And your knights are around you, all the Valmithian knights charging in there and killing Kredok's men. And you're actually bolstering, like the line of Kassar was breaking, now it's like bolstering in. But what you've done, you've caused a bulge in the line through which Kassar actually falls and gets up towards Jochi, and they just he starts running towards Jochi, and they just engage in hand-to-hand combat.
I'll
So
try and run after him. When I get time to.
cool. I mean, there are a lot of men in between you and him, but yeah, you can instruct them to get aside or pass them aside.
I'll aim in that general direction.
Cool.
Basically.
Decimus, you finally come on the battle at this late stage from the left flank, left-hand side. What do you want to do with the assassins and your binding users?
I'm gonna instruct them to space themselves out throughout the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, focus on reinforcing breaking points. I'm gonna, I'm gonna instruct the two assassins to head out to support Saya and Darthus, because as far as I know, they're gonna be together. And I figure Hassan's hiding somewhere shooting, so I assume he's safe. But I know Darthus is gonna have charged into the middle of it, and Saya should be like, as far as Saya's with him. So I'm gonna instruct them to find Darthus because he's big and visible, and reinforce him. Yeah,
Cool.
Bounty users will spread out, and then I'm gonna take what looks like the weakest section of the line from in my experience, and head to reinforce it myself.
Cool. I'm adding all of this to a log, by the way, all of your decisions. So yeah, I'm gonna see how that works out. Bear in mind, the objective isn't to win this battle. The army's far too big for you to win the battle. You can grind it to a stalemate, but remember where Gormal Craddock has gone. He's gone north, and the whole point was to break a part of the line apart so you could get through with a small contingent like you guys, like your party, can get through.
Right. Sorry, I thought we were. I misunderstood. I thought we were trying to. I thought this was like a contingent of Craddock's troops, and that we were trying to break them off so that we can all head north. But if that's not the case, then
No. Kassar in the letter said he'll hold them here. If you can break through the line, he'll hold them here.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, it's okay.
So then I will head to reinforce. I will head to reinforce Darthus and gather the others, because I imagine them will have actually. I don't know if you guys remembered that was the plan.
Yeah, I did realize that was a plan. I thought we were here to sort of relieve Craddock's troops and try and get him extricated from the battle.
Yeah, me too. To be honest.
All right. So yeah, I think I'm gonna head in to reinforce Darthus then, and kind of so we can push through.
Okay, so you're going to meet Darthus. Okay, that is very, very, very good. So you that is where the line is weakest. So you guys chop all the way through basically to get to Darthus. And Darthus, you can shout a command to your other subordinates and all, you know what I mean, your teammates now, to follow you if you wish.
Yeah, I will do. 1 second. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give them.
So you just stand up in your stirrups and you like bellow out a command, and you slap your hornblower on the chest and tell him to sound the note that would say that the leaders have to push through where you're going.
Sound the advance, yeah.
Yep. And everyone breaks through the line, and Craddock's forces brace for a charge from behind, but they don't get one. All that happens is that you break through the other side, and you surge north, like away from the battle, and the Forsaken Sons close the gap, so that it's filled back in again. So Craddock's forces are being surrounded by a much smaller force, so it's still up in the air who's going to win. It's still way up in the air who's going to win.
My binding users are mostly going to stay with me. I'm going to bring Elise with me because of her connection.
Okay.
To help predict what he's going to do.
Okay. Saya, what do you do?
Well, when I see them taking off, I fall back in line, and
okay, you'd know the plan, so you'd know they were supposed to join.
Yeah, so you're gonna go and follow them, okay?
Yeah.
Hassan, you doing the same thing?
I mean, is there a clear line for me to do so?
There is. If you can cause this big monstrosity to get out the way with another shot of yours.
Don't fuck it up.
See. Hassan's kind of like, well, do I really want to mess with this guy? And do I really want to face Gormal Craddock all that much? And then he's like, fuck it. And then he'll sort of kick the heels in his horse and just like try and blaze through, taking a shot at him as he goes by.
Cool, yeah, go for it. Single shot.
Hey, look, he's actually going to join us. I wasn't sure that was going to happen.
50-50, I've got to be honest. Like,
did you have to do a moral fiber check?
No, I just had to be like,
Moral fiber, Hassan?
Yeah, I know.
It's there somewhere. I mean, Alistar had some.
I might as well use.
You
Mortal
need
Scourge.
to take a single shot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use Mortal Scourge. Make an instant death attack, just because.
Mhm.
So, which I can re-roll if I don't
No,
get a crit.
you
Oh,
don't
I
need
get a
to.
crit.
So yeah, another bolt just
Okay.
slams into the slams into the back of this thing's head as it's knocked Kassar to the ground, and it's raised its hammer above his head to just bring it down on Kassar, who certainly is dead. And then a bolt just appears in the back of Jochi's head. He goes, oh, and stumbles forward, and Kassar gets up as Hassan breaks through the line. Kassar gets up with his sword, and this looks at him and goes, "Sorry about this, brother," and like whacks into his neck with all of his force that he can muster, and slices straight through, cutting his head clean off. And the body of Jochi just explodes. But Jochi wasn't really the leader here. He was just a demoralizer for Kassar. So Kassar's one
Figureheadless
is
face.
yeah, figureheadless face. But the leadership of the Obsidian Wolves have broken away from the battle and are now chasing Gormal Creddock with the powers of Elise, trying to find Gormal Creddock, and that's where we'll leave this session. Of course, your troops know the score; they know the plan, because this is an all or nothing plan. So you don't need to be subterfuge about it. So they're not demoralized by you going; they know what the plan is, and so yeah, now they hold the fort, and then we'll see what happens next time.
Can I do like as I'm leaving, just kind of like a big flare in the air behind us, kind of like as a signal to our troops.
Yeah,
Just,
cool.
just something to so they know that Yeah, you know what I mean. Just
Yeah.
big flashy thing.
Okay, that's fine. So, thanks for playing, everyone. There are no level ups because you're all level 10. So, it is what it is.
I want to be 11.
And I will speak to you all next time because I'm going to go get a cup of tea.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Hey, Dan, can you stick around for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Bye.
See you guys later.
All right.
Bye.